In 1974, two albums appeared on Capitol Records by an outfit known as Atmospheres, led by English producer, composer, and saxophonist Clive Stevens. And from the first of those albums, the track Astral Dreams. Hear that flexitone, that little twirly sound? Some Fender. This is an all-star cast of players he's assembled for this. I'll be introducing them as we... I think we're already hearing two guitars on this. Yeah, we're hearing kind of a clean sound and we're hearing kind of a fuzzy tone, like... And that's Clive Stevens reminding us that this is his album. Hear him just cover it up with those tones. Yeah, those just oozing tones. I love the way that just like ascended and crested on that. No. Okay, aside from Clive Stevens, I would say the most prominent players at this point in the track are the bassist, Rick Laird, the Irish bassist from the Mahavishnu Orchestra, and drummer Billy Cobham, also from the Mahavishnu Orchestra. Yeah. Okay, the electric piano that we're hearing, little kind of like watery tones and such, little tinkly notes here and there. Ralph Towner. Yeah. That's quite a solo right there, yeah. Clive Stevens plays tenor. And he plays acoustic and electric tenor saxophone, as well as soprano saxophone, yeah, on this album. And some of the players that he's assembled for this were just kind of at the prime of their career. Like Billy Cobham and Rick Laird, I guess, had both just left Mahavishnu Orchestra, and yeah, like Billy Cobham had just put out the second album with Billy Cobham had just put out was putting out his second solo album around this time, and some of these other guys like Ralph Towner of Oregon had just started recording solo albums on ECM, and yeah, and tight theme right here. Oh, notice how we go from that really melodic part right there, and then we just kind of like modulate like half a step, and then suddenly like Stevens takes a lot more liberties. Yeah, I love that ascent right there, cresting on B flat. Hear that rattle? Really loose right around this section, just kind of all coming undone, sort of. Hear a lot of notes just converge around there, like the kind of like watery keyboard and loose light guitar. And now Stevens is snaking about amid the fretwork of John Abercrombie. There are two guitarists credited on here, actually. There's John Abercrombie and Steve Kahn. Yeah, Steve Kahn is credited with 6 and 12 string, and John Abercrombie is just electric guitar. I guess that tambourine that you're hearing kind of in the background, kind of rattling away, that's Harry Wilkinson, yeah. Can't say I recognize that. Well, he played on a few Larry Coryell albums during the early 1970s, yeah. I love the sound of that electric tenor saxophone, yeah. Okay, now, I guess some of you more discerning ears out there might be able to tell me whether that is Abercrombie or Steve Kahn. My first guess is Abercrombie because I know him going more back to the early 70s, and this kind of has sort of a psych tinge to it. Like Steve Kahn I associate more with kind of like the mid-70s onward. Wow, really descending into chaos here. It's really holding on to like the melodic theme, and yet it's constantly on the verge of just rupturing, and like the drumming getting more like hyperactive and. Now we are having kind of a square off between, well, between Ralph Towner and I guess John Abercrombie. Like tambourine in the background is really creating a lot more fill than one might give it credit for offhand. Like it's giving sort of like a misty vibe to everything. Because tracks like this oftentimes have the effect of like wind, hurricane, rain, dust getting kicked up off the ground everywhere, and like drizzly mist everywhere, and part of it's all the rattling metal that you often hear that creates kind of the misty drizzle effect of it all, while other instruments provide, like, say, the wind, the water, Laird's bass is kind of more just sort of reverberating, really kind of loudly. It's like mwah, mwah, mwah. Yeah, it's another one of those instruments that's kind of more felt than heard, though. Like if you took it, like you might not be noticing it like actively during this section, but if you took it out, the track would be a lot colder and a lot less dense. You would suddenly feel the difference. And at the core, at the center, and what's really is basically kind of like a three-man show between Ralph Towner, John Abercrombie, and Billy Cobham right now. They've been kind of like grooving, like a moment ago they were in D, now they're in just like B flat, just. I have a feeling that Clive Stevens is going to reassert his dominance before this is over. Oh, the way that came just piercing out and just. God, you just wonder, like, what it would have been like to just watch this being recorded, and just all that talent in one room. And now Rick Laird is really kind of reining back in and taking more of a melodic leadership in the arrangement. Yeah, just like it was earlier on, where we've basically got a tight theme being led by Clive Stevens, and with the counterpoint bass line of Rick Laird. contrast between the really tight thematic sections in this, and then the looser, kind of more improv, chaotic moments, and the way it just seamlessly went between back and forth between the two, and just overall had a cohesion and let a yet a looseness at the same time, and funny enough, it seems that certain kind of alliances may have been formed during this as well, like different little subgroups kind of took over at different moments in the track. Oh, hear those echoey tones. Okay, great, yeah. Atmospheres featuring Clive Stevens and Friends. Yes, from the first of two albums from that project, both released in 1974. This one simply self-titled. The one after that, titled Voyage to Uranus, yeah. The track Astral Dreams. Yes, all-star talent on the jazz rock front. And most of them just kind of at the prime of their careers, with many great years and albums ahead of them, both solo and collaborative. Yes. For more Rubies and Sapphires from this album anyway, see the directory of the annotated directory of albums from 1974, linked in the description below, for nearly 1,200 albums from that great year across the musical spectrum, including many jazz rock albums. Yeah, many great jazz rock albums released that year, including titles by Billy Cobham, and let's see, Benny Maupin, and Return to Forever, the Mahavishnu Orchestra, of course. Yeah, and so many more from like Germany and the United States. And, yeah, like and subscribe, follow me on social media, and share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the track we just heard, the layers, the density, the interplay, the harmonics, the soloing, the counterpoint. Yeah, what was like the best moment, be it like whether was it the thematic interplay, cohesiveness, or just the kind of looser sections. Yeah, what stood out to you and resonated the most? And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear travel trimaximalist, signing off.